family. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you dropped by today because we got a great show for you. You know, we like to bring you delicious foods. We also like to highlight when we have great restaurants that we want to let you know about so that you can partake of them. Well, you know, Glenn and Lisa Hawley have the Monterey Bay Fish Grotto up on Mount Washington, and they were here, I think it's about 2 years ago. Hard to believe it's been that long, but they did swordfish, and it was just a great program. Well, they had a second restaurant in Monroeville, and they've decided to build. So it has just opened up in the last couple of months, and we are going to show you. We sent a camera over there. We want you to see how wonderful this place is. They're my special guests, plus they brought their executive chef, David, with them, and he's going to show us, this is my favorite thing. Every time I go there, I have to have this. They're crab cakes. There are none like them anywhere. I'm telling you, they are the absolute best. They're sharing the recipe for these spectacular crab cakes today on our program. Aren't you glad you dropped by? I'm so glad you did, because you know what, that's one of those things that you get when you're having company and you want something just fabulous that you've never made before, something really unusual. These crab cakes are so full of crab, and they're not full of filler. You know, I hate when I get those and it's all a mouthful of bread. This is a mouthful of crab every time. Plus, they have a menu that is just incredible. It is so well balanced, you can get all kinds of things if you're not particularly fond of crab, although I can't imagine. But anyway, they're here, and they're very, very special guests for me, and I'm so glad they could come by out of their busy schedules. And we're going to get started in just a minute with the Monterey Bay Monroeville Mall special, and we're featuring crab cakes right here in the at-home kitchen. Stay with us. We'll be right back in just a minute. Here's today's at-home definition. Crab, crustaceans, animals with a shell with 10 legs, the front 2 of which have pincers. Crabs are noted for their sweet, succulent meat and are the second most popular shellfish after shrimp in the U.S.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/at-home.
Well, as you can see, our executive chef is here, David Indorato. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Arlene.
So glad that you could be with us today.
I'm glad to be here.
And I know you've been with the Hollies for a long time at the Monroeville store, right?
Well, I've been at the Monroeville store since it opened.
Wow.
I've been with them for a year and a half, 2 years at the Mount Washington store also.
So you've been there a long time. Where did you graduate from?
I graduated from the New England Culinary Institute in Montpelier, Vermont.
Great. So you know what you're doing. Doesn't say this on here for fun. I mean, he's earned this, okay? All right, show us what you're going to do with the crab.
Okay. Today we're going to be doing our crab cake recipe.
Okay.
One of the first things that we need to do is we need to take 1 egg. Okay. And we're going to crack it.
Okay.
Take the whisk, and we are going to beat it until it becomes frothy.
Okay.
Okay.
Just 1 egg?
Just 1 egg.
Okay.
1 egg per can.
Okay.
Okay.
Very
And
good.
once it becomes nice and frothy,
Okay.
we are going to add 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. I always
Okay.
I can't say that right. I say Worcestershire. I can never get it right.
And 1 of mustard.
Just plain yellow
Plain
mustard?
yellow mustard.
Okay.
Okay.
No Dijon or nothing fancy, huh?
No, just plain yellow mustard.
Sometimes
Okay.
I think if we add too much of the flavors, it takes away from the taste of the crab. Like if you would use a powerful
that's
mustard
one
or
nice thing
something.
about this recipe is it's very simple.
Right.
And it doesn't add too much to it, and you still
Extra,
do get the
right.
flavor out of the crab.
Okay.
Okay. And we need 5 tablespoons of mayonnaise.
5.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Does that kind of hold it together too with the
Yes,
egg?
That,
Okay.
that and the breadcrumbs that we're going to add to it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, later. All right.
Yes. And approximately 2 tablespoons of parsley.
Fresh is always
Okay.
better, isn't
Fresh
it?
is always better.
I
Okay.
think so too. What's your favorite most thing to make?
I like to make a whole bunch of things.
Do you? You like
but,
seafood, obviously, right?
Well, yes, I do enjoy. I do enjoy making seafood.
Sure.
I like to do a lot of things with parrotfish. Parrotfish is one of my favorite fish.
Ah. I don't think I ever had that.
So, then we're going to mix this all together.
Okay.
So we get a nice, even color.
Sure.
Okay.
And I know you're really particular. I know that Glenn and Lisa are really particular about the crab that they use.
Yes.
Because you just don't want to, you know, that's the thing I have the biggest problem with crab cakes. It's like bits of crab. It's not lumps or chunks of crab. And I know that every time I go there, you have chunks of crab in your cakes.
Well, one of the things we do is when we fold the crab cake into the mix, we try and do it gently.
Stir it.
No, we don't stir it. We don't beat it up. We try to do it gently and fold everything in nicely, so we keep those nice big chunks.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But once we've got these ingredients mixed, we'll take our crab meat. Okay. And
look at that.
We want to drain it.
Look at that crab meat. That is incredible. There's not even any little bits in there, is it?
No. In the jumbo lump crab meat, you won't find many shells. You might find one occasionally, but for the most part, you don't find.
But you still have to drain it, though.
But you still have to drain it because there is some moisture that you do want to get rid of.
Yeah, because that would just water that down and make them soggy, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Then we're going to take some fresh breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs we just took a loaf of white bread, cut the crusts off, and just ground it in Robocoup or in a Cuisinart.
Okay.
So they're nice, they're fresh, they're moist, soft. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to dry out the breadcrumbs to do this, huh? Because that just gives you a dry product, right?
That gives you dry product, and if you're using a dry breadcrumb, you end up having to use more, so you end up losing a lot of the flavor in the breadcrumbs. So this helps keep it.
Oh, you put them. Oh.
Drop it in with
onto
the crab. Okay.
And you shake it because that coats that, right?
It coats the crab. Okay. So you want to mix that in to the crab. Okay.
Okay.
And try not to break it up in the process. Then we take this and we add it to the mixture.
Oh man.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then best to get a rubber spatula.
Okay.
And we'll just
fold lightly, huh?
Lightly fold it all in. Okay.
Whoa.
You want to make sure you want to get down underneath the center to get all the.
Actually, you're folding, huh? You're not stirring.
Correct. No, we're folding. Okay.
Sure.
Trying to keep all of those nice big lumps whole.
I'll tell you. And you make these are fresh every day at the Monroeville, at Mount Washington too.
Correct.
But at the restaurant, and I tell you, you know what? I'm going to let you go ahead and finish those. Keep working. I'm going to go join Glenn and Lisa. They're over in the dining room. Come on with me. We got to meet these guys. Stay seated, Glenn. You're fine. You're fine. Good to see you, buddy.
Well, a pleasure.
How you doing? Nice
Excellent,
to see you,
thank
Lisa.
How are you?
Oh, we're so glad that you came, that you could be here with us today. And you brought the chef. Chefs are always, you know, that's a grand thing for us to have a chef in my kitchen.
My kitchen too.
Yeah, but you got a chef in your kitchen.
Living.
Glenn, we're so glad that you got your new place open. Monroeville's open.
It was quite an endeavor, a little bit of a challenge, sure.
We prayed a lot, didn't we?
Absolutely.
We all prayed a lot, and God was always faithful. I have had, I was at the Monroeville, the old restaurant, and I've been to Mount Washington, and I just love the new place. I love it because there's just a wonderful feeling there for me.
We were able to, you know, from the first restaurant that was on the top of the building, we were actually then, Mount Washington came second.
Oh, okay.
So now we were able to incorporate some of the things that we saw at Mount Washington, like the palm trees, and incorporate those into a new building and use some of the colors, the blues and the whites and the coppers.
The atmosphere.
Isn't it beautiful?
You know what? When you go there, it's like you're in another. Like, you know, if you don't get to go to the tropics very often, when I go to Mount Washington and all the trees, and same with Monroe, you just feel like, wow, you're taking a step out of where you live, where your everyday is, to someplace you want to be.
Exactly.
And you know that you can't because everything, the service is excellent, the food. We sent our cameras because I wanted you to see. And here, you're going to tell us what we're seeing here.
Certainly.
These are great pictures of the brand new Monterey Bay Monroeville Mall. Okay, where are we here?
Well, actually, we're
outside, huh?
Yes, we're outside. We're looking at it right at the front. As you've come in the front entrance. That's a copper wall to the left.
That's
a water wall. It's
Ah.
beautiful.
And then
the hostess stand. That's the front entry. Go up the steps to the main dining room.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Isn't that it's like an aquarium, but we didn't want to deal with the fish.
There's the trees we're talking about,
Those
right,
are the
Glenn?
palm trees, right. That's to give you that coastal cuisine feeling.
You light them from underneath, which just lights up, and the colors are magnificent. The walls are painted, the wood quality, the shine and polish on the wood.
We wanted to surround you in warmth when
Yeah,
you
well,
came
you do.
in.
And there, you know, there is a wonderful room that you added to this restaurant that I don't think you have in Mount Washington, do you?
Well, we have a wine room at Mount Washington that you're seeing now. This one is a little bit larger, and it's actually at the end of the dining room so that more guests can see it.
And you told me that an Amish man built.
Yes, the Amish man built
actually
the
built
tables.
that rack. That goes wall to wall, doesn't it? Look at the kitchen. It is so spectacular because, yeah, I understand it's one of the first air-conditioned kitchens around. You actually put air conditioning in there.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And it's right in front of the new annex that they put on the Monroeville Mall.
Exactly.
There, I tell you, that's an experience. You have a wonderful room. We saw that. Paul and I, you were kind enough to invite us to come when, even before it was open. We went for the VIP dinner and we enjoyed ourselves so much. But you have this wonderful room that is just saying, have your party here. It is such a nice room, pleasant. How many would that hold? How many people could you have for a party there?
Well, the banquet room will hold about 55 people. So we
Okay.
can put, in individual rooms though, it can be broken into two. So we can hold up to 18 on one
okay.
side and about maybe 40 on the
On the
second
other
side.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got more with David in the kitchen and with the Hollies here at the table. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club. Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you've just joined us, I want you to know that you've missed crab cakes, Monterey Bay crab cakes. We already showed you how to make them. You missed them because Glenn and Lisa Holly are here with us today, and they're executive chef from their brand new restaurant in the Monroeville Mall area of the Pittsburgh area. You folks that fly into Pittsburgh a lot, you know what? This is worth looking for this restaurant. Go to Mount Washington or come to Monroeville. It's very convenient, easy. Just say, I want to go to Monroeville Mall, and they'll take you right to it. Because this is a brand new restaurant, great ambiance, atmosphere is good, the food, the service, I can't tell you how good the service is. And that's remarkable because you had people stay with you even when you were down. For those couple of months when you were in construction, they stayed with you.
We kept 85% of all the employees.
That's incredible. That is just incredible. That tells me a lot about you as a boss. I mean, really.
Great
You
people
treat
working
people
for
well,
us.
and that's great. Okay, we have to get back. David, what are we doing over there? How are the crab cakes coming?
Crab cakes are doing well. I've taken them, I've just portioned them into 6 crab cakes. Just taking a
that
spoon
1
and
pound
pulling
makes like 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Just taking a spoon and pulling them out of the
Okay.
bowl and not trying to keep the lumps as whole as we can.
Okay,
And
now-
I'm going to throw them in a 425-degree oven.
425.
And we're going to
How
let
long?
them cook for about 10 to 12 minutes.
10 to 12. Okay.
And they should be a nice golden brown.
Yeah.
When we're done.
Oh, can't wait. Okay, now what else are you going to make over there?
Right now I've started working on a smoked salmon appetizer. Which basically, we have smoked salmon, which you can buy at your local grocery store,
Anywhere,
Giant Eagle,
pretty much, yeah.
even online if you need to.
And you have to loosen that up, huh, for that to look nice, don't you?
Well, what
The
I
serving
do,
portions.
what I do is we have it sliced, and what I'll do is I'll pull the individual slices and I'll fold it over a little bit and roll it up and
he does it
make a
fancy.
rose out of it.
Okay. Oh,
and-
a rose. Okay.
Of sorts, okay, and just to make it look nice on the plate.
Sure. And what are you
Okay.
putting around it then?
Right now, around it here, I am putting some toast points so we can have something to put the salmon on.
Okay.
Okay.
This would be a great idea if you're going to be entertaining for the holidays. That you can put together in no time at all, right?
Correct.
I
Exactly.
mean, that's just like,
it's-
boom.
The beauty of a recipe like that is you can get all kinds of flavored smoked salmon now. Pastrami flavored.
Really?
Some of your higher end, your McGinnis sisters will have a higher end type of product with
Wow.
all kinds of flavors.
Well, that's interesting. I never knew that. I thought all smoked salmon was smoked salmon, but that's great. It's readily available now where it didn't used to be. Okay, while he's finishing that, let's talk some more. What kind of, you said something about during the holidays you have like lunches, you do lunches? And
Right, we're open for lunch, and during the holidays we have a lot of guests that come in to do lunch and Christmas parties.
oh, how nice.
And they'll use the banquet room. They'll call in. They'll make you talk to our
yeah.
banquet coordinator Kelly, and they set everything up for you. All you have to do is bring your presents.
in.
Come
Oh,
in.
how
We'll take care of
nice.
everything for you.
Wow, and tell me about the menu. What do you have to offer, like on a luncheon menu? What would you?
Well, the banquet menus, all our menus, we give 6 entree choices. So we
6.
give 4 fresh fish, a chicken, and a steak. And actually, the guest gets to choose at the point they get seated. You don't have to pick for your party ahead of time.
Boy, it takes the stress out of planning a party, doesn't it? That's wonderful.
I just make David work a little harder, that's all.
How many of those do they want? But that's why you
But
get
you
the
know,
big
the
bucks.
quality of the food is so much better that way.
Sure.
We feel, because it's being prepared for you and not
Fresh.
pre-ordered, not
Yeah. And
being
you know,
held in some oven.
because there's such ambiance and there's such atmosphere there, don't go thinking, oh, I'm going to rush in there and grab something quick, because everything is freshly prepared, correct?
Right.
And so it's an event. It's not like I have to get something to eat and get on my way. You want to go there when you're having a celebration, an anniversary, you know, just an intimate Christmas party with just 5 or 6 people. It's an event that might last for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you don't mind it because the service is so good. There is such care taken. You feel so pampered. We took some friends one time, and they told me they felt like for that brief time that they were in the most exquisite restaurant in the world, eating the finest food they ever tasted.
Well, that is a
What?
compliment.
There's
That
the
is
good
a
housekeeping
huge
seal,
compliment.
right?
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, and you know, we had to agree because Paul and I, we love to come there. We thoroughly enjoy it. And as I said, the food is always up to standard. We've never had a bad meal there, not at all.
It's been a gift.
It
It
is,
truly
sure.
is a gift to us, and we want to convey that to our guests that come.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I understand you have a nice full line of desserts.
We have probably the top pastry chef in the city, Jim
Do you?
Lazaration. He is dedicated to his part of the profession, and he's been with us for quite a long time now. Puts
I
out
heard he's like a perfectionist, huh?
very perfectionist.
Has to be perfect.
When I get in the kitchen, I come by, it's a little of this, a little of that, and he's always telling me, move aside.
Get out of the way.
Precise. You know what? I think when you bake, it's precise.
Well, it is a science. Yeah, it's totally different than cooking.
cooking.
And anybody will tell you. You can throw a lot of this or a little bit of that or whatever when you're cooking. But when you bake, you better have those leavening agents, right? Or that cake's not coming up anywhere. You know, it's just
Wait
like a
till you
pancake.
see what we brought.
Well, they did. You know, Jim couldn't be with us today, but maybe we get him sometime to come over. And but he sent something. Now tell us what he sent.
He sent a carrot cheesecake. So it's a carrot cake cheesecake.
Carrot cake cheesecake. Can you even imagine?
It's not a cheesecake flavored carrot cake. It's a carrot cake layered in cheesecake. So it's
Right.
layers.
And I know that David's he's gonna be sharing with, I can't even wait. I mean, that's the most beautiful cheesecake I've ever seen. There's no cracks on the top. It's like the most perfect all around, beautiful big cheesecake, and he's gonna garnish it, dress it up. And when we come back, we're gonna be served by David, and we're all gonna be partaking of this fabulous crab cakes. And then I think he's got carrots cooking over there. He's got an Asian slaw and this cheesecake that's out of this world. We'll be right back in just a minute.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Well, here we are with our executive chef from the Monterey Bay, Monroeville, and the owners, Glenn and Lisa Hawley. And I tell you what, you have to see this finished. I mean, this plate is like everything you ever wanted to eat all at one time. We have to show you the crab cakes first. Look at the big chunks of crab. I'm telling you, that's exactly what you get when you go to their restaurant. He's got some carrots that he did. They're kind of like unusual with a little bit of...
They're sort of a candied carrot, but they're done with sugar and club soda, and they're steamed instead of blanched, so it's got a nice sweetness to it. With
Little
some dough.
Asian slaw in there with some fruit in it. And then I told you he was bringing a dessert. What is this, Glenn?
It's a carrot cake cheesecake, little caramel topping.
There's layers of carrot cake and there's layers of cheesecake with a graham cracker crust, and then you just garnished with some...
Just garnished with some hot caramel and some brown sugar whipped cream.
Brown sugar whipped cream.
Yes.
And a sprig of mint.
And a sprig of mint.
Now, who's the guy that does this? I want to talk to Jim.
Our pastry chef is Jim Lazaration.
Jim, this is fabulous, and we can't wait. The whole place is like groaning. But you know, the other thing I want to say, thank you, David. You did such a great job. There's so much to talk about today, and we've had such a good time. But I want to mention that you should have reservations.
Reservations are always recommended. Yes.
Because you're not always packed, but in the evenings you usually are. And
Most of the time. But
okay.
we can accommodate you. We'll squeeze you in.
Thank you so much for being here.
Arlene.
You guys are
It's been
such a
pleasure.
delight. Thank you, David.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
as
Thank you.
always, because, you know, you're our family, and it just wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you the next time on At Home.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.